All right. Can you guys hear me? What is up, Joy? Ibrahim's in the house as Amp. Maybe Comp and Amp. I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and get a notepad pulled up here. But how you doing, Joyce? I hope you're doing good. What's up, Slava, my man? I'm good. Just glad to be off of work. He said, let's do it. So regular stream today. We're not on StreamYard. We're not on X. We're not on Rumble. Just on YouTube. We are still bearish. Short term, at least. I think long term, we're still bullish. We got 6 people in here. Yeah, someone let me know if you can hear everything okay. What's up, crypto adoption? Yeah, crypto adoption's already here. All right, let me pull up a notepad. What's up, Cha, my man? How you doing? Hopefully work's going well for you. Work wasn't too bad for me this weekend. I'm actually training on something different, so it's a lot easier, and I don't have to bust my ass all day. I still bust my ass, but not as hard as I did. Comp and Amp. Compound and Amp, they may be good plays because it seems like the older coins could be the ones that go up. You're in the upside down. Yeah, I think we all are. Upside down, the shadow realm, whatever we want to call it, the abyss. It's got a stronghold on us. It won't let us go. Let's see. I already got 8 votes already. All right, so we got comp on there. One of my investors said we are finally bottoming in Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the Bitcoin chart here, and just, guys, don't forget, we're still making higher lows. So everyone is screaming bear market and bearish, which I know they're looking at the moving averages and whatever else. But it's still, in my eyes, as long as we're holding higher lows, as long as we hold this 786 area at about 83.5, we're still good. Once we break this low here, if we break below, what is it, 74.5, then it's over. That'll be my confirmation that it's over. Once we break below 74.5, because we still have, if you guys, on the monthly stock RSI, on the macro chart of things, we're making higher lows. And then as you can see on the stock RSI down here on the monthly, we're making a lower low. We're just going straight down. So that is hidden bullish divergence here. So if you want any kind of hopium for the bottom being put in soon, it could do this again, to where it just bounces and goes straight back up, and we have that one last move to the upside. So that was right here. We bottomed, put in a higher low, and then we shot up. Sorry about the bell. Damn. Yeah, that's... Oh, the bottom is in. They rung the bell. They're pushing the button. Let's go. But we could get a move straight back up here for one more push up to a high, and then it's over. Hopefully that's the case. So I'm holding on that monthly hope. We only got 13 people in here. I wouldn't expect much to come in today because we're still bearish. Everything's still dying. Some other people that are on this channel are also on the other channel. He's streaming right now, Vision. I don't know if Crypto Meolysis is hanging out in the shadows. All right, let me look at these 2 coins before we get any more. But yeah, you guys know that I'm invested in Toshi, but it's going to zero. I can't do anything about it. I just looked at the chart earlier. It's down another 8%. It broke my support at the 618. I'm hoping it turns into a wick like the last 2 candles, last 2 weeks, and it holds over this. But if it doesn't, then I gotta have to hold through. Damn, another 21% drop on Toshi here. It's ridiculous. All right, let me pull up comp. You're not here anymore, Ibrahim. You can just come back later and rewind. But it's like the last couple of streams. There's really not much to talk about. Oh, comp doesn't look bad. We haven't looked at this in a while. Let me go ahead and move it to the new low. You're back over the 236, it looks like. There's got to be a better chart for comp. Comp USD. Compound. Nah, guess not. But real quick on comp, it doesn't have a horrible looking chart at all. It's getting accumulated. It's going sideways. If we go to the scam wick low on this chart, yeah, I mean, there's too many wicks all over the place. We'll just keep it technical. So from the ultimate high to the low, you got to get over 41 and then over 75. Once you're over 75, you're bullish again. Breakout over 194. But if you exclude the scam wick on comp, it doesn't look bad here. So we could just simply draw a support box down here. There you go. It's holding and going sideways. So this is another one. I believe it is on Coinbase, if I'm not mistaken. This is one I would buy into to make it, not make it, but ride it up for a little move. So I believe this one is on my list, if I ever get to use my list. A 618 retracement's a 5.5x. So maybe comp hits $200 to $300 to $400. There you go. A 10x to 384 from potentially the bottom. And today's December 1st, so we're still bearish. Oh, man. 74,500 is critical. If it breaks, we're in a bear market. Yeah. I'm just going to go by that chart. As long as we're making higher lows on Bitcoin on the macro monthly chart and we have that bullish divergence, we're still macro bullish in my opinion. Still in an uptrend, as you say. So we still have hope, even though the world is screaming bear market and it's over. I mean, some people, they just flip bearish and they're just bearish all the time now. We're going to go against it though, because if we don't actually pump from here and it is a bear market and there was no alt season, then this channel is going to die. None of you guys are going to come back to crypto. There'll be nothing to talk about anymore. It'll just be a Bitcoin, Ethereum channel. And where's the fun in that with no alts and memes and scams and rugs to talk about and go through? We need our rugs to survive. We need to lose money, because if we're all too happy, then it doesn't work good. Alright, so what was the other one? AMP. Yeah, we looked at AMP recently. Wi-Fi is another good one. AMP's going lower. Yeah, every time we come on here, it's just we're going lower. A new low is in. I mean, how much more selling can happen? We're down here. Even looking at the monthly and the weekly, we've been dead for so long. The momentum is gone. The momentum down is super strong. Yeah, there's really nothing to do on AMP. It done broke all the support levels. So I would look for this thing to possibly come back down to the low at 2014. And there's no guarantee that's going to hold at all. If it comes down there, it's probably going to slice through and just keep going down. So the only other thing we could do on AMP, I think we did this last time. Man, we got to catch some sort of break here. So did they officially end QT today, December 1st? I don't know what that is. Yeah, you can see possibly the next possible stop. If it doesn't stop bleeding out right now, which all the coins are bleeding out, Yeah, this thing's gonna free fall 47%. And then maybe it'll catch a bottom. But other than that, if AMP were to reverse right now, my man, you'd have to get back over 204 and then 2078. But ultimately, if we have some sort of a cycle or alt season, then you could get a 10x. So 10x to 2 pennies maybe, if you're lucky. But it's bearish as hell right now. Bonk, please. Bonk to the moon. Man, how's ACH holding up? Damn, Bonk's even getting hit too. Bonk is at that crucial place for a bottom. All right, here's our Bonk chart. Okay, yeah, now I remember. I think we went over this last time. So Bonk, if you're still holding Bonk, you still have time. We went over this. That's why we have the move down here at the 382. So we do have this channel in play here. We're going to pull it to right here. So it still has a little bit of room to go down. You're below the 236. So the 382 is your final support level here. Any lower than that, it's going to break to the bottom of the channel, and it's never going up. So Bonk right now could easily drop another, what is that? Oh, wow. That's a pretty good move. That's a 34% drop still. But if you see Bonk down here at, what is that, 5066, around this level, could wick down below it, of course. But you can clearly see that would be the bottom of the channel once again. And then it's going to make a run for the top. Which, Bonk could be a 100x play from this level here. So it is still bearish. It is still coming down. If you want to take a gamble on Bonk, see where it ends up. It seems to be holding this level here at the moment. So any lower than it is now, I'll have to go down to a smaller time frame. Let me see. I can't even really do that. We'll just do short term. Yeah, you have that 236 down there as well, as you can see there. So that 382 should be the bottom. And then if you get a bounce off of that, once it gets back over 50, about 97 or so, then you could be bullish on it. But just zooming out, getting the overall picture, that appears to be where Bonk is headed to. And like I said, Bonk is potentially a 100x play up to our box up here. Wow. Up to 307 almost. And then possibly up to 201, taking away a 0. That'd be 158x from the bottom, not from where it is now. Because it is making a lower, slightly lower low from that low and then that low, as you can see. So it is bearish, but it is coming down to that final support level. So Bonk could be a very good gamble play. I'm just going to have to hold Toshi and wait. Thinking about just taking my money out of Toshi, but it's so far down right. I just need a bounce, a relief bounce, just to get some money back. And to just wait for Turbo to come down here. Or not Turbo, Bonk. Yeah, Bonk's got a good return if it holds up in the channel and it bounces back to the upside here. It looks good. So Bonk, 100, 150x. Not financial advice. Everyone pile in. SD Stater coin. The music is low. Well, it's on the bear anthem. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. So yeah, someone else let me know, is the music low? Can you hear the music at all? Or do you want me to switch it? Don't forget to hit the like button, answer the poll. Where's our man Silver at? Has Silver showed up? No. Not yet. All right. How's Tau looking? Amelia's bracelets is in the house. I'm not switching coins. I chased pumps and lost my pants. Hold your Toshi. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm gonna hold. I'm way down on it. I'm like over. I'm almost over $1,300 down on it now. Like there's almost nothing left of my 2 grand I put on it. So there's no point in selling now. It's so low right now. I look at it and I look at the chart and I'm like, man, I would throw some more money on it if I could. I do believe it's going to go up at some point. I just don't know when. If it's next year, like late into next year, then so be it. But I really would like it to go up soon. But I'm just going to hold. Just going to hold and see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Where's the bottom at? We should put that on a t-shirt. Put put some little red candles on the shirt and have it captioned, "Where's the bottom at?" There is no bottom. And on the back of the shirt could say there is no bottom. I believe we go higher soon. Let's look at Tau and Stater real quick. Yeah, that's what I keep saying. I'm just holding on the Bitcoin overall macro chart. Still making higher lows, and we have bullish divergence. So that should tell us that we're going to go up soon, that we're going to get that bounce. Big bear trap. All the people screaming bear market already are going to look like idiots when we start actually going up. It's like I said last time. The fact that there's potentially not going to be an alt season like usual. You know how many people that have been screaming that? Even Ben Cohen's been pretty much saying, I mean, anything can happen, but there's a very good chance from his point of view that there's probably not going to be an alt season, at least not this year. Maybe a year from now. I don't know what he said now. But if we actually bounce out of here very soon, then we'll take it. So Stater right now, it broke the previous uptrend. It backtested it as resistance. It is bearish. You got to get back over the 236 at about 35.5 and then get over the 382 at about 46.5. There's no breakout until you get back over 72. But if you can get over the 382, you are bullish. And then you can finally have a shot at that 618. If you get over the 618, then you have a shot at finally going up at some point. But those are the prices you have to watch short term. But it did just make a lower low. It is pretty much getting accumulated and going sideways, and it's got to do a lot to come back to life here. So it's got to do a 3x to over 72 just to show you that it does have potential to move up. So it needs to do a 3x and get over that 618 there, and then eventually over the 382 on the macro. So macro wise over 95, and then macro if you want to go to the moon, you got to get over about 230 on SD. But pretty much on the bottom once again. It made a slightly lower low from the low all the way back here in October of 2022. So we'll see if it ends up holding up. Some coins are just dying right now. But overall, it's going sideways. So it's not a horrible chart, but it really can't go any lower than it is. So just to get to the 618 retracement is a 9.5x up to 230. And if you think it's going to go to our box now, probably, I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen still or not. What is that? $9 to $10? I think these are based on levels, so anywhere from a 52x down to about a 40x if you believe it's going to make a higher high. But like I said, it has to do a 9.5x just to hit the 618 retracement from here if it doesn't go lower, which it doesn't look good on the RSI. It's bearish, bearish, bearish. There's no momentum on Stater, so it could easily go lower than it is right now. Tau, Potensor Tau. Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter yesterday say that December 1st is tomorrow. Prepare for the pump. And we're going straight down again. Straight down every time we think we're going to pump. What's up, How To? Turbo, yeah, we'll look at Turbo. We haven't looked at Turbo yet. We just did, I don't know if you were here, but we just did Bonk. Bonk looks like 100 to 150x from where it is. It's still got room to go down, but Bonk could be a very good play because it's not exactly on the bottom yet, and the fact that we're still bearish, we'll look at Turbo in just a moment, but the fact that Turbo still has room to go down is good, because if it does go down, maybe we finally do bounce a week or 2 or 3 from now, whatever it's going to be. So just rewind, if Bonk goes to that price down to the bottom of the channel, it may be a very good time to get in. What's up, Ari? What's up, Rami? Like update, please. What does that mean? There's a coin called Like. My cookie is down almost 60%. Started buying at 16. It just keeps falling. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said. I don't know if you were here or not, but I bought Toshi. The moment I bought Toshi, it went straight down. I mean, it had a very good looking chart. It was looking strong while everything else was kind of dropping. So I was like, you know what? Toshi's looking very strong here. I bought in and it went straight down. Sucked all my money back into the shadow realm. All right, what am I looking at? Undead, what do you think? Bear market? I don't think it's a bear market. It may be extended to where we're not going up yet and we're going up next year, but I wouldn't consider that a bear market. But let me write these down real quick. He says we're scared, we'll recover. Shimpy gets pumping sideways. What's up, Tate? 630. At least it's not going down. I haven't looked at it yet. All right, let me write some of these down because I'm getting behind. Okay, we did Tau. I don't know what Like is. Turbo, Moonwell. What else? All right, just let me write Turbo and Moonwell. Yeah, I don't remember which one has the lower market cap, Bonk or Turbo. I think it's Bonk. I think it's Bonk. Like update, please, on KuCoin. All right, I'll write that down, my man. I've never heard of Like. Like on KuCoin. Let's see what we got. All right, let me go through a couple of these. We'll start, since we already talked about, well, we didn't look at Tau yet. All right, so Tau is going sideways. It doesn't look bad. It's just an accumulation. This is another chart. I mean, you're looking at the month. If this thing never goes up and we don't have an alt season, and this actually is bearish and we just die from here, no one's going to come back and buy this or any other one. I mean, why would they? But yeah, I mean, it's going sideways. It's below the 236, so, or the 382 rather. So as long as you're below 292, then 231 is in play. So we're seeing these coins come back down, and just the same thing as we keep doing. So at 11% drop, you can clearly see there's some sort of a bottom that has been put in this area here. So if it breaks lower than 230, if it breaks this box, then it's bear market. It's never going up. I mean, it could always wick down. It does it every time, it seems to be. But other than that, it's doing nothing, to be honest. It really hasn't moved. These coins are just going up and down. I guess if you knew how to trade, you should have been making money for a long time here, because we're just doing nothing. Tau's at 260. Can it come up to about 4 grand? If we get an alt season, that'd be a 15x. Please give me my 15x and I'll leave. As of right now, it has to get back over about 427 for any sort of a breakout to the upside. But it's not a horrible looking chart. But if you want to be very conservative on it, about a 4.5, close to a 5x, up to about $1,200 would be your new high area. But it'll probably end up going higher than that if it runs. I could see it hitting 2 grand easily. That's an 8x to the 1618. But it's going sideways at the moment. And then we looked at Bonk already. Turbo, how's Turbo holding? I think Turbo's been on the bottom, so I don't know if it can really take any more beating. Oh yeah, it's holding the 618 at the moment. Alright, Turbo's in the same boat as Bonk. It has room to drop. So this may tell us, even though I do think the bottom's going to be in soon, we may have some more downside on Bonk and Turbo here. So you are on the 618, but yeah, this one can easily drop 47%. It doesn't have to come that far, but you get the idea. But you are holding support on the 618, and we could easily pull this up to here and say we're on the bottom. So it's either the bottom. If it loses 2018, nothing really to worry about on the macro. We'll just pull this down, like I said, and then the 0.5 comes into play for that final support. If it breaks the 0.5 at 3097, then it's breaking to the downside, and we're in a bear market, and it's never going up. It already went up and had its run. So it's either on the bottom here, not a bad place to buy in, not financial advice, but it seems to be that Bonk has more return. So if this is the bottom, I mean, you're at least looking at a 40x up to 6. Let me fix this. About a 37x. I mean, I could see it hitting that. So a 75x on Turbo is possible, moonshot, and then Bonk is 100x. So just keep an eye on those prices there. Hopefully we're good. Turbo is way lower, 125, and Bonk is 721. Okay, all right. They still both got room to run. Yeah, that's what we're also waiting for, my man. We're waiting for the money that was made on gold and silver to flow into the market. And I think that's going to happen sooner than later. I think on the macro scale, I think Bitcoin's about to get a huge bounce, and no one's expecting it because everyone's screaming bear market. All right, I got these written down. We're going to go through them. Let me hurry and look at shipping really quick. Let's see if it's going. Sping's going sideways. Sping sideways to the moon forever and ever and ever. Sping. Yeah, it's funny how it's December 1st. QT is supposed to be ending, and we're going straight. I mean, I kind of expected it. I was like, we're going to be bearish as hell tomorrow. When I was at work, I was thinking that. I was like, man, we're going to be so bearish tomorrow. And here we are. We're breaking support, and we're going down. So as long as shipping is going down and sideways, it broke support at 203. It's coming back to the low where it tagged it twice already. So potentially another 36% drop you got to sit through. And hopefully it turns into a wick and then we get a bounce back up. Because we got the RSI down here about to cross bullish. It can't go any lower. I mean, it can continue going sideways, but the momentum is gone. It's just they won't stop selling. But a new high on Sping for your moonshot hopium is 107, 108x to 30 cents. Conservative target, if it doesn't, if for some reason it holds here, that will change because it is bearish. But almost a 16x to 4 pennies. Look at well really quick here. Yeah, I really want to look at ACH and Myro. And then we got to look at the like on KuCoin. Oh no. Everyone abandoned ship. Well's going to 0. Oh my god. Hold on, let me get the hope back. So we're just gonna keep, like I keep saying, we can keep easily adjusting our channels here. So not over yet. So there we go. I just saved you. I just saved Well. Everyone can stay in. Yeah, you just broke the 236 support. So right now, if this is the bottom, we're going to draw another one. You got to get back over 9 and then back over 1.8 to put a bottom back in. And let me get that off. Let me get all this crap off. It's pointless. So potentially this one is on the bottom. Can it still hit $1? We're taking it, week to week, month to month, and see what happens. Oh man. Okay, so we got low to the high here. So if we adjust this all the way down here, so yeah, these coins may have more room to go down. All right, so we'll leave that there. It's not ever going to be perfect, by the way. Nothing's perfect, but this is what we can do. All right, so we just saved Well. Moonwell is coming back down. So a lot of these coins, I said this in previous live streams, that we may have to adjust to keep these coins alive. So you could still, on Well right now, another 23-24% drop. So if it comes down to 0.006, it's pretty much a must-hold price. So if Well gets down to 0.006, it'd probably be a very good time to buy in. Not financial advice. But now the question becomes, can Well actually hit $1? So the 786 at 206 is your support level to stay in the channel and stay alive. And then high to the low on the overall Well chart. Yeah, we have that $1.30, 80 cents to $1.30 range. 3 to 4.7 billion market cap if they haven't released tokens. But it looks to be that it's still coming down. And just for the shits and giggles, so if it does come back down to this area at the bottom and pumps, at least the 786 retracement you could be looking at. So a good 20x up to 12.5, 13 cents. Back to the top. So there's your little bit of hopium on Well. And then we'll just take it from there, because is it going to rocket up here and do 100x plus? Probably not anymore. All right, let me get back to the chat. I'm getting behind. Fed meeting on December 10th. Yeah, well, I mean, we got to start moving up at some point. We can't just keep going down. I mean, the bottom is almost in. So I think we're going to be bearish for the rest of the week. We need these coins to move down to the support levels. What's up, Mercy? ZBCN looking bearish. No mercy, says ZBCN. What's up, Dob? I can't even say that. How do you say that? Dabata 33. Welcome, welcome. I can't have it go to 0. I'm down 7K right now. I know the feeling. My two grand on Toshi's almost evaporated. What are you talking about, Pokemon? Let me finish these couple of coins I got on the list. We got to do, okay, like on KuCoin, and then, what'd you say? But no, we saved Moonwell, Ari. It's still holding in the channel. A little bit more to dip, but you're just going to have to hold through. Same thing I'm doing with Toshi. All I can do is hold at this point. It's very hard, too, because everyone's screaming bear market. So if it is a bear market, our money's going to go to zero. It's going to be gone. But everyone, if that happens and there is no alt season, then everyone's going to be poor. Everyone's not going to make it. So we'll all be in the same boat at least together. Yeah, a lot of people are going to do that too. The fact that we're so low, once people get a little bit of their money back or get their money back, there'll be sellers, but we'll see how it plays out. May have to wait and come back next cycle if there is a next cycle. There's just too many coins now. All right, what am I looking at? Like on KuCoin and ZBCN. Let's see if we can find this like coin. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these new coins that are like new may not be a good play. This one, only one like Tether, KuCoin. Because if it doesn't have an established community and there's not holders and buyers and people going to buy it, and if it's not on a lot of exchanges, it may never go up. This is giving me bearish vibes. I don't know what this is. Only one. But I understand we still have people new to the market that come in. I was the same way years ago. Come in and just start buying coins on all the exchanges. Gambling. So this one's down below the final support. It's going to zero. The Shadow Realm is calling its name. It broke to 236, so let's see what sort of support it could possibly find. Oh, it just broke to 786. Game over. Game is over. The buzzer sounded. Couldn't hold the 786, so as long as it's below 204, it's going to come back down to the low possibly. That's really all we got. If it breaks the low, I don't know anything about this coin. So just to come back down there, which it will not hold, it's just going to slice right through it, possibly, most likely than not. That's a 63% drop, and then it's going to fall off the table. 92%. Oh my God. So it really has to get back over 4 here. It really needs to hold a higher low, and it needs to get back over 4. There's really nothing else we can draw. The only hope I will give you on this one is the higher low and a macro support box that must hold. So we'll go to that wick and we'll pull it over. So this box has to hold. I'll even pull it down a little bit more here. All right, we'll leave it right there. So if this thing dips any lower than 2028, it's done. If it holds the box and somehow pumps, then you can see we do have a 618 retracement to the upside. It'll be bullish back over a penny and a half, and then if we can shoot up here, not bad. So a 23x up to almost 8 cents. And then it'll put in a lower high and it'll still be bearish. Real quick, ZBCN, are we bullish? Yeah, any of you guys watching Monday Night Football tonight? Oh no, ZBCN's trying here. Hold on, let me zoom this thing in. So we do have our box here. I'm going to pull it over. We just pretty much tagged the bottom again. So ZBCN cannot go lower than this box here. It's still holding in our macro triangle pattern, as you can see here, but this is it. Yeah. Not looking the greatest at the moment, but it's still holding inside of our triangle and our box and our pattern. The only other thing I can do with it is hopefully this turns into a wick and we start moving back up. But short term, so it can't really go lower than about 0025. Because once we see it start to break down, then we'll adjust what is happening. All right, so we do have our 236 here. So what we will do is we will push our narrative and say, yeah, we'll just say 2.5 to 2.6. So the 0.0266. It's your 236 final support level, final boss. So what I'll do is zoom out a little bit, and we're gonna pull our box down. So this box is a must hold on ZBCN. And I'm still in the camp that if it holds, I know you can't really see anything because it looks like a mess here. What does this measured move take us? The 3 cents. So 3 cents, 4 cents may be the target. But what we've been looking at is pretty much the 10-cent area. Well, hell, now if it hits 5 cents, you get a good return. 18.5x to 5. And then 10 would be a 35x. So maybe 5 cents is a good target on ZBCN at this point. We got Slava for 2. I appreciate that, my man. Slava for the win. I do appreciate that a lot. We ain't been getting no super chats in lately. It's been just dead. But I appreciate the 2. Ethereum, please. It's a good time to enter. Yeah, we'll look at Ethereum. I appreciate the 2. 226 enter for ETH. 80K. What's up, Craig? 80K retest incoming. I don't think we can fall below. Right now, we don't need to fall below 83K. 83.5. But yeah, let's look at Ethereum. But yeah, just on the topic of Bitcoin, we're back at 86. We're getting a nice little bounce, but you can see our 786 here. We're still putting in higher low, so I'm still macro bullish on Bitcoin, even though we could stay bearish for, the rest of this month. Hopefully we go up at some point, but 83.5, and then if it breaks this low, if the Bitcoin price breaks 74.5, it's over. I know all these big YouTubers and people are looking at the moving averages and the Gaussian channels and whatever else. But I'm going to keep it simple, macro market structure. As long as we're making higher lows and we have the macro stock RSI making a lower low, we have hidden bullish divergence. So as long as we're holding and as long as we're over 74.5, we're still considered in an uptrend and we're still bullish, even though it does not feel like that at all. I don't think we've ever felt bullish in this space. All right, Ethereum. But I do appreciate the 2, my man. Maybe we need to redo our Ethereum chart. All right, let me see what's going on with Ethereum. Can we draw a channel on here? Oh, we're going from the high to the low. Broke the 786, coming down to the 618. Yeah, Ethereum's kind of just all over the place, but it looks to be your support. We had this box here at one point. We're going to get rid of that. It's pointless. But you did hold this 618 nicely back here, and then you pumped. Rejection here, and then you pumped through it. So it should be good support level at about 25.3. So it is coming down right now. You can see that on the monthly stock RSI. Weekly stock RSI is bearish. Let's see here. We'll do a couple of other things, but yeah, you could be at some sort of a bottom here. I'm going to draw another fib on the chart. I know fibs aren't the only thing we can look at, but this is why we also look at these macro support and resistance areas. So if we draw this little box here, you can clearly see the resistance turn support, support, resistance, 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 support. So if it breaks this box, then you do have 25.3 to play with, but then we're just going to kind of zoom in and see if we're holding support level here. But from looking at all those other charts, even Bitcoin and Bonk and Turbo and Well and Cookie and so many others, yeah, you could be forming another little bear flag here because you bear flag, bear flag, bear flag. So there is a very good chance, in my opinion, that Ethereum, if you're looking to get in, One last final dip down. Wait. What am I doing here? Yeah, another 9% drop to about 25. 25.4, 25.3. I mean, it's not a bad spot because it is on that macro support and resistance area, so it could very well be it. Which would be nice if we get Ethereum to start moving back up. Oh, come on. Yeah, but it's not looking great on the daily. All right, how long we been here? We've been here for 50 minutes. Got one super chat. You guys answer the poll, hit the like button. No one talks about Swift. Yeah, we cover Swift all the time here. But no one's talking about anything right now. The big influencers, I've been noticing lately, they're just putting bullshit up. Just stuff that's irrelevant right now. And then if they ain't got nothing else to do, they'll put up an XRP video or something like that just for views. You won't believe this for XRP. Stuff like that. It's just pointless. Nothing's happening. Nothing's moving. We're just bearish. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, same thing with Swift coin here. No one talks about it, but as long as you're putting in higher lows, it's doing the same thing Bitcoin is doing. So as long as you're putting in higher lows, it's still bullish. So it did already wick down, as you can see. So as long as you got this market structure intact, you're still good. Along with that, you do have the RSI on the monthly going down. So you do have bullish hidden divergence, as you can see there on Swift coin. So it is holding the 786. So right now your support is 2048. And then off of that wick there, you can clearly see that this and that should have been the bottom. So we'll see if we get a move up. Yeah, we've been watching Swift coin forever, and it's been just slowly bleeding out for a very long time. So you do have a double 786 here. You could still come down and tag the 618. Just be aware of that, depending on how big of a drop it is. But I would say at least a 14% drop, 4.4 if you hold that. If not, so a 39% drop to 0.03. So same thing with all these other coins that have like a 30 or 40% drop in place still, like Turbo and these other coins. We could see Swift come down here and tag this. So if Swift comes down to this area at about 203, it could be the best time to buy in. As you can see there, if it comes down that far. Hopefully we start to grind up very, very soon on these coins. Should have taken the 200% gains when I had the chance on Swift. Yeah, we all say that. We shoulda, coulda, woulda. I've never had a gain though. I bought Turbo. I mean, I bought Toshi and it went straight down. There was never no gains on it. It just went straight down as soon as I bought in. Same thing happened with XCN. Bought XCN, it went straight down. Toshi went straight down. Beam went straight sideways down. I have not been in profit in a long time. Yeah, you guys should have just shorted Toshi when I bought it. I'll let you guys know the next coin I buy, so when I buy it, you guys can short it. Man, y'all would have made a killing if y'all would have put a short in on Toshi when I bought it. It instantly went straight down after I bought in, like ridiculous. TARS should run when Solana runs, if it ever does. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. As soon as I bought in on it, it started dropping. So I was like, you know what? It's still bullish, but I was already down over $100. And then I got paid again, so I threw another. I think I threw another $100 in it, and then another 50. I was just trying to add up my bag, and then it just kept going down, never stopped, and it's still going. TARS AI is bearish. The bottom is potentially in here. There's nowhere else for it to go, so it really can't go any lower than it is. It's either the bottom or the bottom's about to fall out. It made a slightly higher low. Slightly. So you do have, just a little bit of bullish divergence on the stock R side down here at the bottom. You did just cross bullish on it. So as long as it's going sideways, it's not doing anything, but it needs to hold 2-2. If it loses 2-2, then I'm sorry. Just going to take the plunge with the rest. And then it's really bearish. A 45% drop down to a penny. So this really needs to be it for TARS. It can't take any more shadow realm pain. Someone get us out of the upside down. Yeah, I don't even know where to draw this at. We'll just go from here for short term to have any kind of hope. All right, you're getting stuck right at the 3-2. So bearish below 28, 2.8. If it can get over 2.8 and shoot up to 3, once it gets over 3, then it has that momentum to come up. But it really needs to start going up now. Yeah, I'm sorry about the dogs barking. You got Toshi 2, you added more and it went down. Yeah. Yeah, I added like 2 or 3 times to it. It just kept going down, and then it just went down, down, and I was like, I'm done. I can't buy anymore. Money's gone almost. 2 grand down the toilet that I couldn't afford to lose. Undead, did you put stop loss? No, I didn't do a leverage trade, my man. No more leverage trading for me. If I would have leverage traded Toshi, my money would have been gone instantly. I did a spot buy, which I'm glad I did, because now I'm still in it and I still got my coins. If I would have done a leverage trade, it'd have been over. It'd have been bad. I'm holding out hope that Toshi pumps and my money comes back. If I could just get my 2 grand back, I would be happy. I'm just gonna get out. Depending on what's happening, if it looks like everything's starting to go to the moon, I'll probably hold Toshi until it just flies. But if we're doing nothing and we get some kind of relief bounce and it looks bearish to me on Toshi, but I get most of my money back, I'll probably end up getting out, to be honest. And then you guys can put in a long position on Toshi and it's going to go to the moon. That's another thing. As soon as I sell something, it goes to the moon. I remember I did that on a shit coin on MEXC back in the day. I don't remember how much I put on it, but I had a lot of coins. It was early. It didn't do anything for like a year. But as soon as I sold the next day, I've told this story before, the next day and a half, it did like a 10,000% move because it was a brand new coin and it was one of those coins that just had a god candle spawn in. But it was like right after I sold. I'm like, why? Why? Is Arc Block holding the bottom? I have no idea. Too many coins out there. Let's just accept our fate. We're going to the moon. Let me see. Let me pull up our right Arc Block chart. Arc Block looks extremely bearish at the moment. Our Gate.io chart on ABT. But yeah, we're probably going to end this very soon. But Arc Block, yeah, Arc Block. ABT is It really broke our bottom that we had in play. It was this 618 at about 50 cents because this was our ultimate support and resistance area. The wedge went to the moon, so that may have been the run for, I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't know. Guys and gals, I have no idea. If there is no alt season, then we missed it. Then it was back here when these coins took off. Yeah, if you would have bought in this wedge pattern and when it was getting kind of squeezed down here, we'll just go here. Yeah, you got to realize that Arc Block. Yeah, Arc Block did, depending on where you bought in, this thing did damn near a 50x already. So hopefully you guys keep that in mind. If you were buying in here and you got a 50x and you never got out because you were believing in the project, which I know a lot of you guys do, that may very well be it. Right now it's over 32. Any lower than 32 down to, if it's lower than 20, it's confirmed it's over. But I would really say it needs to hold 32 here. It needs to get back over 50 to be bullish. And then ultimately our high to the low, well, now we got a new low. But pretty much it needs to get back over $1 to be bullish. But that's the one thing that worries me. But also keep in mind, I still believe alt season's coming. And the fact that even Turbo and Bonk did these massive moves like this and then they came down. But of course, these don't have the same charts. These are sideways consolidation in a pattern, and then a pump to the moon did a 50x plus, and now it's coming down. So was that the bull run for Arc Block? Maybe. No one knows. But stuff like Turbo and these other ones have these large channels that you can draw on the chart, and they're back at the bottom of the channel. Can't really do that with this one besides the macro support and resistance area. So I guess it's kind of the same thing. So we're hoping for a run. We just need to stop talking so much and just wait. But yeah, the 236 to put a bottom in. It needs to get back over 50. It needs to hold 32. There's no momentum right now. It's just dead. You said Pingu's going to survive the bear market? Yeah, I think Pingu's going to survive the bear market. Just because they have things going on. Yeah, well, it just depends. If no one makes money on Pingu, if Pingu doesn't actually have a run to some degree, I guess it already kind of did, but yeah, it looks horrible. But yeah, I think Pingu will survive as long as they stay active on Twitter and their web. They don't, actually just stop making content and doing things, because they do have reels and TikToks and things like that going on now. So they do have a good chance. I do like Pingu. It's not bullish anymore. If you exclude the scam wick, you're still slightly holding a higher low, and you're right on the 618 here. So that's your must-hold support at the moment. All right, we're still here. So Pingu, as long as you're holding the 618 at 209, you're holding that 618, potentially a higher low. But it's just doing, we're not doing anything right now. But I do like Pingu. But like I said, we're going to have to end this very soon. I got a cooking to do. We're going to make some chili. It's cold here. Is Slava still in the house? Ethereum upgrade is coming this week. Does that matter, my man? I have never seen a coin that had something coming out, a test net, an upgrade, a listing, anything that did anything for anything. It's a bunch of nothing. That's my opinion, though. I think I'm just salty from the Ethereum, or not the Ethereum, from the Shiba and the Cardano days when I was a Cardano and a Shiba Moon Boy in the communities. So many promises and nothing ever happened. Yeah, but it looks like we're going to go down a little bit more before we end up going up, everyone. What's up, Josh? I sold a bunch of bags and lost, including math token, but got most money back. Still holding Fort PNG. It's down 8K. Yeah, Fort looks horrible. All right, so we'll end it on. We didn't look at Cookie. Is Cookie still holding? We'll end it on Cookie, but I do appreciate you guys coming in. At some point, we will be bullish again, and we'll get some super chats flying in, and we'll actually have a good time here. But I'm in the same boat as you guys now. We're just sitting here losing money every day, staring at the charts, watching our money disappear. I thought we had a Cookie chart in a channel. Let me find Cookie. But yeah, let me end the poll. Yeah, answer the poll. Hit the like button, please. Where's our Cookie chart? Wait, that's the same one. I could have swore we had a big channel on Cookie. Here we go. We saved it. Alright, so we're going to zoom out on Cookie, the first index, data layer for AI agents. So are AI agents even around anymore? I don't have time to keep up with this crap anymore. Just get me out of here. Yeah, I don't know what happened to our Cookie chart, but Cookie's in the same boat. I'm just going to delete all of this crap. We have our yellow box up there for a potential target, but at this point in the game, I'm just going to look at, potentially. Damn, why is this way the hell up here? We may have to switch this one to the weekly. Just bear with me for a moment. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out in these bearish times. We'll make it at some point. Let me get the Cookie thing drawn here. I am bullish on Cookie. There we go. All right, we got our channel in play. That box is probably not coming into play. I don't know why. I don't even know why the hell it's there. So what I'm going to do is go from this large wick to the bottom. See if we have any sort of a level. We'll draw another one. And then we have also the original rug. So Cookie down. All right, there we go. There's your hopium. From the high to the low, we're back at the bottom of the channel. So it looks like right now your final support to hold, your 382. So it needs to stay over 4.5. But yeah, Cookie here, 382 support, bottom of the channel, can't go lower than 447. And if it goes to the moon, which hopefully it does, possibly the 1618. So Cookie down to about 75 cents is probably a good target if you want to be conservative, because we don't know what's happening anymore this cycle, at least. So if it does start running back to the top like it did back here, then if you get a 14x and you're up at about 75 cents, it may be time to get out. Maybe it tags $1, which is possible. Tags $1 for a slightly higher high, so $1 could be possible. So you could get a 20x to $1 on Cookie, and then don't be greedy at that point. Yeah, we'll make it at some point. We're all down. All right, we got 40 votes. All right, you guys are still bullish, so I'm liking that. We got a lot of bulls on the show, on the channel here. What's up, Demon? How you doing, my man? Turbo. Yeah, we looked at Turbo. It looks like Cookie and Bonk. Go back and watch Bonk from earlier in the stream. Bonk has to, if the bottom is in on Bonk, which Turbo and Bonk still have potentially some room to go down. Turbo here is pretty much on the bottom, but Bonk could do 100 to 150x if we actually get it move up. Same thing with Turbo here. Turbo is on the bottom. The 618 is holding at 1.8. Possibly a 50x to the upside, 50 to a 75x back to the top. Did we draw something on here earlier? Oh yeah, I guess we did. But yeah, it's just like the Cookie chart. It's down here. There's no room for it to go down anymore. I think Bonk was the one that we were looking at. It could possibly still drop a little bit. So if it does drop, we'll adjust what's going on, but there's really nothing here. But as you can see, I think we did do this earlier. If we adjust it here, if you do lose the 2018 on Turbo, then you will have a drop down to the 0.5 at 3097. So a 45% drop. So if you see Turbo down at 2097, that's it. It cannot go lower than that, around that area. We can't push the narrative all the way down to the next level. I guess we could at some point, but this is either it, and we're about to go up. So ending on that note, I do appreciate you guys coming in. Your bullish hopium is that we're still over 83K, our 786 here. We are still making higher lows. We still have the monthly hidden bullish divergence on the stock RSI, which is bullish. So we're still in an uptrend, technically macro-wise. And as long as we're above 83.5, could be the bottom. And as long as we don't break 74.5. If we break 74.5, no matter what indicator you're looking at, because they're all lagging, market structure, I think, is king. So the Gaussian channel, the super trend, the moving averages, whatever these big YouTubers and people are watching, it doesn't matter in my opinion. I know things have happened in the past, but until we break structure, until we break 74.5, I'm still bullish. So if we hold 83.5 and we can get back over 103, we're going to the moon. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys coming in. What's up, Matthew? Yeah, whatever happened to the Matthews that used to be on the channel? They disappeared. Dave Lark in Singapore. But yeah, if we have a run, I think Bonk has more upside than Turbo, to be honest. Bear market never ended for altcoins, yeah. All right, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I appreciate you guys coming in. None of this is financial advice. Have a good one. You guys go enjoy some good food. Maybe go watch Monday Night Football. The Patriots are playing the Giants, I believe. Go enjoy your family. Forget about your losses and just get your mind out of the game for a moment. It'll do you some good. It's going to do me some good. I'm going to go relax and make some homemade chili and cornbread and just relax. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be streaming tomorrow at some point. And yeah, I believe so too, Mr. C. This is a different cycle. People need to stop looking at previous charts. Yeah, that's why I'm going by market structure. As long as we're holding market structure, macro hidden bullish divergence, I'm bullish. All right, but yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. I appreciate you guys coming in. I will be back tomorrow. Matthew, if you come back tomorrow, I will write that on my list right now, Graph AI. So come back in tomorrow, look for the stream, hit the notification button, Since you are a member, we will look at that one for you. So I'm going to write that down, but I got to get off here. I already said my goodbyes. No taking it back. The Shadow Realm door is about to close. I got to get back in or I'm going to freeze to death. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button on your way back in. And I will see you guys tomorrow. As always, none of this is financial advice. Thanks for watching. Good luck. And peace out, everyone.